What's going on? Welcome to Let's Go Racing. Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin here in the Hall of Fame room. Of course, we got to be in the Hall of Fame room, but let's talk about what we got going on today's show here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. The Oaks Derby Double, of course, the biggest weekend of horse racing from a global standpoint. The Kentucky Derby, the 150th, and what a race it was. We had 3 local Parx trainers head to New York to run in the Gold Fever Stakes, and also, what a wonderful event, the 3rd annual PTHA Golf Outing to benefit Turning for Home. All that and much, much more right here on Let's Go Racing. And we're into Let's Go Racing. Dick Jerardi, Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Everything. You got to be in the
my plaque right
your
over
picture is
there.
right there.
What a thing.
What a spot you picked out. But what a weekend we saw. Oaks Derby Double, and somebody that you know very well ended up taking all the top prizes.
Indeed, Chris, and we had him on the show back in February after Mystic Dan won the Southwest. It was like, hey, we must have known something. Yeah, Kenny McPeak, first trainer since Ben Jones, the legend of the game, in 1952 to win the Derby and the Oaks the same weekend.
Wow, really fantastic. And Brian Hernandez Jr., what can you say about him? Fantastic ride in both races. Torpedo Anna maybe a little bit easier, but what a ride he put on in the Derby.
Yeah, look, Kenny said after the race, Chris, and I think he's right, he was the difference in the race. If he doesn't save all that ground and cut the corner, and there wasn't a lot of room between he and Joe Rosario and the rail there, if he doesn't do all that, that's the first 3 noses across finish in 150 years of the Derby. We've had 3-horse photos, but never nose of the Derby. So Derby 150, memorable.
Track Phantom passes the half-mile pole with the lead, and Fierceness is moving now. And going right with him is Just Steel, the 3 of them across the track. Then Long Shot Epic Ride, Mystic Dan toward the inside, Stronghold is next. Then Fierceness, Sierra Leone, and Forever Young still with work to do. Forever Young is starting to pick it up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It is Fierceness who's moving up on the outside of Track Phantom, and there on the far outside, here comes a run from Stronghold and Resilience has now moved up to take the lead as Fierceness is given way, coming by the 16th hole, and Mystic Dan has now come through on the inside. It is Mystic Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16th. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These 3 coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's a photo of the Derby.
We saw the honest pace that we have been seeing, but the field came back, and you really saw an opportunity for horses that come from way out of it have an opportunity, and there were 2 in Forever Young and Sierra Leone.
Yeah, for sure, and they were coming, and another couple of strides did they get there. The bumping incident, what happens if Sierra Leone doesn't have that problem of lugging in? I thought Forever Young ran an incredible race when you consider what happened to him at the start, and then all the travel, Chris. I mean, we're talking Japan, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Brussels, Chicago, and a fan trip to Louisville, and he gives you that effort. Can't wait to see him in the Breeders' Cup. But yeah, it was a memorable Derby for many reasons, but nobody will forget that finish.
I told my wife before they opened the gate, I said, I got a feeling he's going to win by 4 or 5. I mean, that wouldn't have surprised me at all. And he was going to do that until about the 8th pole, and they started coming at him. But I was lucky because I was standing next to a monitor that had slow-mo finish line. And I don't know where that monitor was going, maybe the stewards, but I knew well in advance that he did win.
To be able to say, hey, you won the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks in the same weekend, and for it to be the 150th running of it, it's definitely history making, and it's definitely undescribable, but we're just enjoying it all.
Seems like huge hindsight to say this, but did you ever dream that? Like, did you dream one of them? Did you ever dream both?
That's a funny thing, you know. When I was a really little kid, my dad was a jockey, and I used to wear his jock pants around, and they were way too big for me, so I'd put my underwear on top of them, and I'd ride my bicycle around my grandparents' farm and always tell them, hey, one day I'm going to win the Kentucky Derby. So to be able to finally to do that, it's unbelievable. You know, my wife's got a picture of it that my grandparents took of years ago.
Yeah, what a wild finish we saw in the Kentucky Derby. And let's talk about the Oaks as well. I mean, Torpedo Anna, she asserts, and Kenny McPeak was very bullish. He was very confident. You talked about it on this show. What did you think of her effort?
She was great. I mean, I love the strategy. They got a sense, look, there's not a lot of early speed in the race. Why don't we just put her in front? She just dominated the race. And Kenny said, look, I'm bringing a grizzly. You need a bear to beat me. Nobody could beat her. She was phenomenal.
Torpedo Anna, who runs by this half mile in 46.79 seconds. The pace is honest enough. Fiona's Magic is second. Ways and Means is perched just to the outside of them, running in third as they race for the far turn. Then Just FYI on the outside into Champagne, saving all the ground, just 2 lengths off the lead. Then Regulatory Risk Leslie's Rose is backpedaling on the turn. Where's My Ring is starting to gain a bit of ground. But meanwhile, Torpedo Anna is still there. And Ways and Means is right alongside. And Just FYI is making her run. And the three of them will come to the top of the stretch. 3/4, 111.75. And they're into the stretch. And Torpedo Anna tries to take them all the way. Just FYI has moved up on the outside. Ways and Means has started to get way. Regulatory Risk has run a big one and is down the center of the track. Torpedo Anna still going strong at the 16th pole. Oh, she's got plenty left. And Brian Hernandez and Torpedo Anna dominate the 150th Kentucky Oaks.
Honestly, I felt like for 3 weeks we were going to win them both. Both horses have been doing fantastic. There wasn't any little issue anywhere at any time with either horse. It was all systems go. I look back at trainers like whether it's Wayne or Ben Jones. I mean, I would have loved to have met him. I mean, those are people that, like in my mind, Carl. Those are people that I admire and read about and heard about. Maybe some kid will read about me one day.
What a weekend for Kenny McPeek. And of course, we talked to Tyler Gaffalione. He was on Sierra Leone. We talked to Kenny McPeek. You got to watch Let's Go Racing. That's going to give you all the information you need for the Kentucky Derby. But we turn the page because now it's Preakness time. So that's why you got to watch Let's Go Racing. And looking at the Preakness, some possible contenders. Bob Baffert is going to be a big story coming in. What have you heard basically about who he's going to send?
Right, Muth and Imagination are definitely coming. I mean, Bob is on the record. And Kenny said originally, right after Mystic Dan, let me think about this, but now we're taping on Wednesday, just back to the track. I actually saw him on the track this morning. Kenny is very bullish, and Kenny likes to run, Chris. I think Mystic Dan will be in the Preakness.
I think the one thing that people tend to forget a little bit about Mystic Dan's effort, he wasn't that far off the pace. He was up near it, so you kind of thought he was coming from way from the clouds. He really didn't.
Yeah, and I think this gives you an idea, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com, Chris. The horses that were 1, 2, 3 after half a mile finished 11th, 17th, and 15th. To your point, he was fairly close to that pace. The horses that finished 2, 3, 4, 5, they were 17th, 16th, 13th, and 18th. So that gives you an idea of the race flow. So yeah, I think the race was even better than people thought with Mystic Dan. They said, well, he saved ground, he came through, but he was close to the pace. Nobody else survived.
From a handicapping standpoint, you take a look at Muth, and Muth handled Mystic Dan in a prior start down there at Oaklawn Park, beat him by 6 lengths. Obviously, different racehorses at this time, but now with that possible matchup, they become the main 2 contenders possibly,
They
right?
do. I think Muth will go favored because A, it's Baffert. He's won the Preakness 8 times, and the fact that he did beat Mystic Dan pretty handily, but Mystic Dan was not the same as he was at the Derby. Kenny had him right on the right day. And I think I need to mention this too, Chris. In the modern history of horse racing, let's say since 1980, there had only been 4 trainers that had a lifetime Triple Crown. Baffert, Lucas, Nick Zito, Woody Stevens. Now there's 5. Kenny McPeek.
Really fantastic, and not since Calvin Burrell, where we saw Brian Hernandez Jr. get both those wins.
Get the Oaks Derby double. That was 2009 with Rachel Alexandra and Mind That Bird.
Yeah, there's a lot of these great jockeys that you do watch that you feel like they just need that opportunity. Brian Hernandez Jr., he becomes a household name this year.
He's a terrific rider, Chris. Those of us who watch the Kentucky circuit have known that for years. It was just a question of how the country got to see it.
All right, we'll find out what's going to happen on the Triple Crown chase as we see Mystic Dan is the only one now in line to possibly hit that Triple Crown. But what a great 150 we saw. Great race in the Derby. Great job in the Oaks. Great weekend, and record handle, record crowds. They were Let's Go Racing indeed, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and the TV ratings were the highest since 1989, Chris. So it was wild. 150 was a big deal.
Great job by the audience. Hey, that highest rated audience, you guys come right on back. We're going to talk plenty about our Parx trainers that are running in the Gold Fever at Belmont at the Big A. I got to double check when I say that branding, but Belmont at the Big A, plus more racing from Parx, and of course, our great golf outing at Bensalem Country Club. All on the other side when we come back on Let's Go Racing.
Go PTHA! Go Parx Racing! Go turn it for home! Woo!
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing, can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. The Hall of Famer Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin joining here at the desk. And let's shift over right here. Local racing, Parx Racing. It was the 9th race on Tuesday. Big effort.
Yeah, Irish Cork was the big favorite at 8-5. Mo Visitor, who we've seen a whole bunch of times, Chris, really a solid horse. Interesting race. And Jessica has the call.
Mo Visitor, he has the lead. Windsor Gold chasing in second. 10 gauge after that alert beginning. He's third. Irish Cork right to his inside. He's now improving a position. Those three are across the track. That's a big gap back. Yodel-Yehu, Martini Martin, Double Crown, and at the back, Alejandro, the opening quarter, 23-3. Mo Visitor, he has a clear-cut length and a half, 2 lengths over Windsor Gold, who's now moved up to second. To his inside, 10 gauge Irish Cork, the gray, he secured his spot in on the rail. Then it's back to Yodel-Yehu. He's in fifth. Martini Martin, then back to Double Crown, and at the back, 8th and last, it is going to be Alejandro. Mo Visitor, clear-cut lead. He is coasting along on the front end, 46-3. He has a half-mile left to travel. Mo Visitor, Irish Cork now up to second. Then it's 10 gauge Windsor Gold back to fourth. Yodel-Yehu, Martini Martin, Double Crown 7th, and still 8th and last, Alejandro. Mo Visitor, he's been unchallenged. Now he goes through the far turn under Michael Sanchez, coasting along, doing it easily so far. Irish Cork in second. Then it's back to 10 gauge. He's third. Moving up the rail, Yodel-Yehu, he's in fourth and beginning to gain. As they make their way through the far turn, Michael Sanchez has yet to even ask Mo Visitor. Now he's asking him for a little bit more. Irish Cork holds in second, 10 gauge on the outside. Yodel-Yehu continuing his ascent. He's spinning his wheels a bit in between horses. Martini Martin getting in gear, but it is all Mo Visitor.
And there you see Mo Visitor with the runaway victory. And this is a horse that he's shown that ability to have this in him.
He's the Parx version of fierceness, Chris. When he gets to the lead, he is a stone killer. The last 5 times he's gotten loose of the lead, he just wins and wins big. When he doesn't, he's not like fierceness bad, but he doesn't run so good. But yeah, he was really good in this race.
Trainer Mariah Montoya picking up the victory there. Let's head on up the Bell Parkway. Belmont at the Big A in the Gold Fever, and Parx heavenly present in this race when we had 3 contenders in that spot.
Yeah, Doncho the favorite at 2-1, but Yo-Yo Candy, we saw last year, went up at Saratoga. How are we saying this horse, the one now, Chris?
Bucarino. The sire Bucaro is what I've been told. So Bucarino.
And Maximus Meridius, the really good horse for Butch Reed at 5-2. And here's Chris Griffin's call from BAQ.
Doncho's got early speed. Bucarino is right there at the rail tightly, and these two fly off together. Bilal is going to stalk from third. Maximus Meridius is well settled into fourth. Now starts to move forward. Iridescent switches right to the outside of the center of the racetrack there in the red cap. Lost a touch of ground, is now a shared fifth there with Yo-Yo Candy towards the inside. Second to last is going to be Pirate, and the early trailer Eliminate. And these front two tear away, 21-4. Pumped up opening quarter mile. Doncho and Bucarino. Maximus Meridius in a perfect, well-settled spot in third is just chasing these early fractions. Bucarino starts to lose some ground. Doncho's got the lead, but had to work to get there. Trying to relay is Bucarino. No excuses, Maximus Meridius. Here comes the run from Maximus Meridius. Doncho is still sprinting away. Doncho's with a big effort here, and Jamie Torres, and they are skipping away up by 2.5 lengths.
And there you see a big effort there from Maximus Meridius. Got a really strong number, but Doncho, very big effort.
96 for the winner. Look, Maximus Meridius got his career high buyer at 90, Chris. He's going to win some big ones. He just happened to run against a horse that ran faster.
All right, we'll find out where Maximus Meridius is heading, and then have to find out where Uncle Heavy is heading. That's right, because you talked about Uncle Heavy and didn't run in the Kentucky Derby, but now they've got some options, taking a look at the Peter Pan possibly, and you said
they can run in the Preakness, and I think they're giving that some serious consideration. I think a lot will depend who else is going to show up for the Preakness, but you don't have to qualify here. You're in. Uncle Heavy, by the way, if they had shipped to Kentucky, they would not have gotten in the race because they needed one more scratch. It didn't happen, but Danny Gibson was able to catch up with Butch Reed and talk about the great Uncle Heavy.
Right now we're leaning Preakness, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come up a little bit of a short field, and he's doing so well, so if there was ever a time to take a shot at this, could be it. We had a real nice breeze last week. We're real excited about how he's doing, and probably have another one coming up this week.
Maximus Meridius ran a really nice second in the Gold Fever Stakes. How did he come back?
Came out of it really well. He hit a little bit, but he did it fine, and I really liked the job that Joel Rosario did on him. Kind of took him off the pace, kind of showed a little more, and I think he was getting close to that horse at the end, getting a little closer. So, and I think now's the chance we can start stretching him back out a little bit. I really still think He's a natural, a little bit longer, 7/8 or 1/3 mile kind of horse.
Nisi Marie was a very talented turf filly you had last year. She's going to be coming back for her first race as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We've actually had her in once and scratched, and then the race we had picked out for her last week did not go, but supposed to go on Saturday, the Beaugay Grade 3 up there, and she's trying another one, training extremely well. We're looking forward to getting her back in action.
Another contender we may see, definitely this weekend possibly, but taking a look at Lonesome Boy, who was kind of he was a quiet fourth, if you will, in the wood when they took a look at that effort.
He was fourth at 80-1 for Hugo Padilla. I thought he ran great, Chris. And he is entered also in the Peter Pan today and at Monmouth Park in the Long Branch. I think Hugo will take a look at both races, and then he'll make a decision which race he wants to go in. In addition, on the Long Branch, evening news from Mike Pino, who was set the pace in the wood. He's in. I got a sense from Mike, there's no rider name. I think he might be looking at something else, maybe a turf race, but keep an eye out for the Parx horses this weekend.
Let's find out more from Hugo Padilla with Danny Gibson.
Lonesome Boy, how is he doing? And you have two potential spots you're considering running him in.
First of all, he's doing amazing. He's been preparing for these races coming up very well. I can say he's off on any ways. I mean, he's training outstanding. He's feeling outstanding. He's doing everything perfect. So either spot we picked, I feel pretty confident, pretty good about it.
Parx in full effect on the national scene. We're going to see where all those contenders do head. Some big races coming up, and we'll see where these local connections end up running. I need a break. Do you need a break?
Yeah, always.
Let's hit the golf course, shall we? The third annual PTHA Turning for Home golf outing, and always a great event now in its third year. Really great time. Did you jump out there? You got there on the links?
You know, I was there, Chris, but I did not participate. I brought a foursome along to make sure they had some money to Turning for Home. I actually had one of my good friends, Keith Morris, sponsor a hole, Morris Capital Management, so that's the way I helped out. And then afterwards, Danny Gibson and I were not kind enough to give out a Derby loser. The golf outing was awesome. We ended up with a dinner where Danny and I talked, and Bob Hunt was there, El Presidente, Jeff Maddie, the whole crew. It was a good day.
Great time had by all. Wonderful weather, of course, that we had over there at Ben Salem Country Club, but really a great time. And we had some winners. You can't have an outing without winners. So the longest drive went to Steve Gerhardt, so congratulations to Steve. The closest to the pin was Shane McDermott. We thank him for participating. And the winning team, they got to call the announcer's booth for me to get all these last names. I'm not going to get it wrong. So Brian, Ted, Sam, and Lou, congratulations to Nestor Insurance. They did a fantastic job. They were the winning team. They won the top prize, all for a great cause. Turning for Home, wonderful event, raised a lot of money, and thank you to all of our partners and sponsors that got involved, to President Bob Hunt, Jeff Maddie, Turning for Home, Danielle Montgomery, Samantha Potts, the whole team.
No question.
They were all involved. It was a great outing.
Yeah, a lot of happy golfers. Here's more from that.
Show you guys how it's done. Get in. Bang! Bang! Woo! Bang! You bet, baby! Take that, Jeff Maddie.
I think we got the best shot of the day with you, and we got it on film. Tell us about it.
Called it, too. I'm just a hack golfer. Not bad, not good. This, my son Liam hits it a ton, so he got it up there close. We were at 18 feet, side hill putt, and I said I'm a self-proclaimed greatest side hill putter in the world, and Bruce was there, and I drained it.
It gets better and better every year. Jeff did a great job of organizing this and the PTHI, and everybody showed up. We had sunny, great weather, a great day, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's a huge testament to our program. Danielle Montgomery's leadership, our board, Bob Hutt, our president. It's really overwhelming. The first year I think we had like a little over 100. Now we're up to 150 almost. So just the engagement from our fans, the engagement from our membership. It's really a true testament to their belief in our program, and I think that it kind of gives you goosebumps. So we're ecstatic and looking forward to next year's.
How much fun did you guys have today?
We had a blast. We followed Michael because he was best ball the whole time. We played horrible. Michael was great.
Michael, you're part of the Parx Jockey Colony. You guys donate so much to Turning for Home. What does that feel like, and how much fun did you have today?
Oh, it was a great day. I think not only me, everybody have, such a great day. It was so fun. My first time playing golf, so I think I did okay. And, it's just a great cause. They give us, as myself, they give me everything I have. They're so amazing. And, to contribute and help them so they can have a, retirement at home is always awesome to see.
Congratulations again to all of those winners. It's break time. We're going to come right back here on Let's Go Racing. We got Jockey of the Week, Trainer of the Week, and Best of the Rest. Come on back.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parx.
Yeah, well, we'll put blinkers on a young horse a lot of times as it first starts training, looking around a little bit or whatever. You'll see there's different kind of cups. These are full cups, and keep them closed up, and they focus much better. Yeah, Shake You Down, when we claimed him, he had like little cheaters on him where you could see everything around him, just not right behind him. And we closed them up a little bit, sort of like these, but they had holes in them in the back, so you could just see, something if there's something coming, but really made him focus better, and he turned around and became a better horse.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. The Hall of Famer Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin joining here at the desk. It's that time. It's NovaCare time. They are presenting our Jockey of the Week. Let's find out who it is.
Congratulations to our Jockey of the Week, presented by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Congratulations to Louis D. Rivera. Won 2 races on Tuesday, was consistent hitting the board, and he's got great hair. Congratulations again to Louis D. Rivera, our Jockey of the Week, presented by NovaCare.
And congratulations to our Jockey of the Week, NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. After a golf outing, you might need that physical therapy. Let's find out now who our Trainer of the Week is. And we thank Tunnel to Towers. They present our Trainer of the Week.
The PTHA is proud to partner with a wonderful foundation. Tunnel to Towers presents our Trainer of the Week. And this week, it's Roberto Perez. A training double at Parx on Tuesday. 10 winners from 79 starts in 2024. Don't forget to visit T2T.org. Trainer Roberto Perez, the Tunnel to Towers Trainer of the Week.
Congratulations to our Trainer of the Week. Thank you to Tunnel to Towers, a great organization that we're partnered with this year. Turning for home, family time. That's right, family photo of the week. Ashlyn and Pansy, they've got the derby hats, the festivity, the smile from Pansy even there. Big thank you to Valerie Ward for connecting these two, the Turning for Home family photo of the week. Best of the rest time, taking a look at some of the great racing action right back here at Parx. Race 8 on Monday, nice effort.
Yeah, Alcala got there. Chris made mid-race, and then all of a sudden John Kirby's horse at 4-5 just takes off, wins by 2 lengths at the wire. Alcala in the claiming race. Parx 8th on Monday.
Paco Lopez back in full effect here
Yes,
on the
indeed.
East Coast. And of course, Churchill Downs, they had some other stakes races too. Take a look at the Pat Day Mile and Seize the Grain.
Yeah, did they ever, Chris? I had Vlahos for my life here for Doug O'Neill. He's loose on the lead. He's just under pressure. Finally gives way late, and here comes the coach. He's like, you can't stop him. Seize the Gray for D. Wayne Lucas, 88 years old, 9-1, gets it done, and yes, he will be going on to the Preakness. Of course he will.
Yeah, you know D. Wayne, he's going to run them. When he sees those races, he's going to run them.
Yes,
also taking a look at the Bourbon Turf Classic and ground-saving trips. You saw one here.
Yeah, this is an incredible ride by, in my opinion, the best rider in the country. Watch 5, Program Trading with Flavian Pratt. He's the only guy that wins this race. There's just no way he's going to get up and beat a Godolphin horse and Naval Power. Yes, he is, Chris. Program Trading and Chad Brown and Flavian Pratt at the wire to win it by a head.
Very familiar connections getting to the winner's circle there. Eye on racing time and taking a look at a couple races. We talked about them already, but Monmouth Park opening up.
Yep.
A lot of options.
So the Long Branch, and then you'll be calling to Peter Pan at BAQ.
Definitely summertime here on the East Coast. A lot of great racing action ahead, and we still got more on this show. Let's Go Racing coming back here on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
The PA Horse Breeders Association has a remarkable story to tell. North America's most lucrative awards program also produces Grade 1 winners year after year. Of all the great PA breds, none is more well-known, more iconic than Smarty Jones. We salute Smarty on the 20th anniversary of his wins in the first 2 jewels of the 2004 Triple Crown, at the time becoming only the 3rd ever undefeated Preakness champ.
This is Parx.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
And back here on Let's Go Racing on NBC Sports Philadelphia, Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin joining you. Parx Picks. Let's get over to Monday's 9th race.
Yeah, it's a fascinating race, Chris. It's in 3X and 4L, 50 claimer. Most importantly, it's for horses that haven't won a race in 3 months. So all the good horses. This is like a stakes race. Barrett, Gordian Knot, Twisted Ride, Scaramouche. When I looked at it, I kept saying, is there any loose little lead possibilities? I think Twisted Ride and Mike Moore has the best speed. He's a really cool horse. Twisted Ride for me in Monday's night.
There was a guy that I got to spend a lot of time with, the Hall of Famer Craig Donnelly. He's got a selection as well. We did a feature on The Rail, our other show here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. But here's Craig. Who do you like next week?
My top selection on Monday is in the 9th race, number 4, Twisted Ride. This is a horse I've always admired. $500,000 earner, 8 for 15 over the Parx track. This is his 3rd start off the layoff, and what happened last time, he got engaged in a heated speed duel. All the race was dominated by closers in the stretch. One of those speed horses in that race, Mo Visitor, already came back to romp last week, so I think that's another key sign. I think this could be trainer Michael Moore exacta. He's got Twisted Ride and Bourbon Music on the outside. It's really an excellent field, as good as a stake, but I think Twisted Ride might be able to shake loose early, and when he gets in front, he's very hard to get by.
And thank you, Craig, and thank you, Dick, because you guys are clearly sharing notes. What's going on here? Same selection.
We talked to each other like 2 seconds before we each made the selection. We didn't know, but geniuses sometimes think alike, or dunces, depending on how it turns out.
You guys could be the tag team champions. Speaking of champions, WWE was on site there at the Kentucky Derby, and look at the winning owners. You know, this may have been the prize that they didn't think they were going to win, but they won the. They got to hold the championship belts of the WWE. Look at those wrestling days. Congratulations again to Lance and Sherilyn Gassaway.
They got everything.
Fairly large check that was involved too. Congratulations, that Run for the Roses Preakness time coming up. We've got a great event coming up during the Preakness that morning, and that's going to be Saturday morning on May 18th. Great breakfast at the track.
Yeah, come on out. Everybody can come on out, hang out, apron of the track. It'll be a cool deal. Cotillion room. Get involved.
Yeah, rain or shine event. Come on out and make sure that you take some notes, have those notepads ready, but also breakfast is on us. Come on out. 8 to 10 a.m. Saturday, May 18th. Meet some jockeys, trainers.
Absolutely.
See these horses train in the morning. It should be a great scene.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Hey, that's going to do it for Dick Jerardi and myself as we get out of here. We're going to see you next Saturday. Well, we'll see you every day right here at Parx, but next Saturday especially, make sure you're here for breakfast at the track May 18th. See you next time on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby.